The Science of Sweat: How Exercise Transforms Your Body's Natural Cooling System in an Age Where Fitness Trends Come and Go. One constant remains unchanged: the body's remarkable ability to regulate temperature through sweat during physical exertion. This biological process, often overlooked yet essential, plays a critical role in maintaining optimal bodily functions while we push our limits at the gym. Understanding how exercise influences perspiration patterns can unlock new dimensions of health awareness. From cellular-level changes to visible effects on skin texture, exploring this relationship reveals fascinating insights into human physiology that extend far beyond simple calorie burning. Physiological foundations of perspiration: during physical activity, your body is equipped with approximately 2 million eccrine sweat glands distributed across its surface area. These specialized structures activate automatically when core body temperature rises above normal levels, typically triggered by intense workouts or environmental heat exposure. During moderate intensity exercise, these glands produce around half a liter of sweat per hour, though individual variations exist based on factors such as genetics, hydration status, and acclimatization to different climates. Eccrine versus apocrine glands: while both types contribute to sweating, eccrine glands are primarily responsible for thermoregulation. Apocrine glands, found mainly in armpits and groin areas, become active during emotional stress rather than physical activity alone. Sweat composition includes water, salt, urea, and lactic acid. Average sodium concentration ranges from 30 to 60 millimoles per liter depending on individual electrolyte balance. Perspiration rate increases exponentially after reaching 80% of maximal oxygen uptake capacity. Proper hydration strategies are crucial for maintaining performance and preventing dehydration-related complications. Electrolytes lost through sweat need careful replenishment without overcompensating, which could lead to hyponatremia risks. Interestingly, repeated exposure to hot environments enhances sweating efficiency through neuroadaptive mechanisms. Athletes training in tropical conditions develop superior thermoregulatory capabilities compared to those in temperate zones. Muscle engagement and sweating correlation: when performing compound movements targeting multiple muscle groups simultaneously, your body initiates a cascade response involving various physiological systems. This integrated reaction leads to increased metabolic demand and subsequent greater perspiration rates. Chest and back muscles, being among the largest muscle groups, generate significant heat during exercises like pull-ups or bench presses. This localized thermal increase triggers targeted sweating patterns in corresponding regions. Regional variations in exercise-induced sweating: studies show that individuals tend to sweat more profusely on their upper torso during cardiovascular exercises. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology revealed that participants sweated up to 40% more on their chest compared to legs during treadmill running sessions. This phenomenon relates to blood flow distribution patterns during aerobic activities. As heart rate elevates, circulation prioritizes working muscles while diverting some resources towards cooling mechanisms in upper body regions. However, strength training protocols elicit different responses. When focusing on lower body lifts like squats or deadlifts, sweating tends to concentrate more on thighs and calves due to increased muscular engagement in those areas. It's also worth noting that individual differences play a substantial role. Some people naturally exhibit higher sweat rates regardless of exercise type, influenced largely by genetic predispositions and autonomic nervous system sensitivity. The metabolic connection between exercise intensity and sweat production: as workout intensity escalates, so does the body's requirement for energy production. This heightened metabolic activity generates additional heat, necessitating increased evaporative cooling through enhanced sweating mechanisms. Research indicates that maximal sweat rates occur between 60 to 90% of VO2 max, aligning closely with anaerobic threshold intensities commonly seen in interval training programs. At these levels, sweat production can exceed 1.5 liters per hour under ideal environmental conditions. Thermoregulatory feedback loops: the hypothalamus acts as the central control unit regulating body temperature. It continuously monitors internal temperatures and adjusts sweat gland activation accordingly to maintain homeostasis. During high-intensity interval training, HIIT, rapid fluctuations in exertion levels create dynamic challenges for the thermoregulatory system. This variability results in distinctive sweating patterns characterized by frequent surges and declines. Environmental factors significantly influence these relationships. Humidity impairs evaporation efficiency, forcing the body to compensate with increased sweat volume to achieve equivalent cooling effects. Hydration strategies for optimal performance and recovery. Effective hydration management is vital not only for sustaining peak athletic performance but also for facilitating post-exercise recovery processes. Proper fluid intake helps maintain plasma volume and supports nutrient delivery to working muscles. Electrolyte supplementation becomes particularly important during prolonged or intense workouts exceeding 90 minutes. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium losses through sweat require strategic replacement to prevent cramping and maintain neuromuscular function. Contrary to popular belief, thirst is not always a reliable indicator of hydration needs. By the time you feel thirsty, your body may already be experiencing mild dehydration that impacts performance negatively. Individualized hydration plans consider factors like sweat rate, electrolyte concentrations, and personal tolerance thresholds. Monitoring pre- and post-exercise weight changes provides objective measures for adjusting fluid intake requirements. For endurance athletes participating in multi-hour events, consuming fluids containing carbohydrates and electrolytes can enhance both performance and recovery outcomes when timed appropriately with exercise duration. Psychological dimensions of sweating during workouts. Beyond its physiological implications, perspiration carries profound psychological significance in fitness contexts. The act of sweating often serves as a tangible marker of effort and progress in many individuals' workout journeys. Studies suggest that the perception of sweatiness correlates strongly with perceived exertion levels. People who believe they're working harder tend to report feeling warmer and sweating more, even when actual measurements don't support this perception. Emotional regulation. For some individuals, the physical sensation of sweating can trigger anxiety or discomfort. Conversely, others find it empowering and use it as motivation to push further in their routines. This dual nature of perspiration highlights the complex interplay between somatic experiences and cognitive interpretations. Understanding these dynamics can help tailor workout approaches to optimize both physical and mental well-being. Elite athletes often develop sophisticated coping strategies to manage their relationship with sweat. Techniques range from mindfulness practices to equipment choices designed to mitigate excessive perspiration without compromising performance goals. Nutritional considerations influencing exercise-related sweating. Dietary choices have a measurable impact on thermoregulatory responses during physical activity. Certain foods and supplements can either enhance or impair the body's natural cooling mechanisms. Spicy foods contain capsaicin, which activates TRPV1 receptors and temporarily raises core body temperature. This effect can stimulate earlier onset of sweating during workouts, potentially increasing heat dissipation efficiency. Conversely, diets high in processed sugars may impair insulin sensitivity, affecting glucose utilization during exercise and indirectly influencing metabolic heat generation rates. Protein intake requires additional energy for digestion, creating a thermogenic effect that might slightly elevate core temperatures before workouts commence. Timing protein consumption relative to exercise sessions becomes relevant for managing overall heat load. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked to impaired sweat secretion in some studies, suggesting potential connections between micronutrient status and thermoregulatory efficiency. Technological innovations enhancing sweat management. Advancements in textile technology have led to development of innovative fabrics that regulate moisture more effectively during workouts. Smart clothing now incorporates phase-change materials that absorb excess sweat and release it gradually. Wearable sensors capable of measuring sweat composition provide real-time data on electrolyte loss and hydration status. This information allows for precise adjustments to fluid and mineral intake during extended exercise sessions. Smart apparel innovations. Clothing embedded with microfluidic channels can transport sweat away from the skin surface while simultaneously analyzing its chemical makeup through built-in biosensors. These technological advancements benefit not only recreational exercisers but also professional athletes requiring precise monitoring of physiological parameters during competition preparations. Future developments promise integration with AI algorithms that analyze historical sweat data to predict optimal hydration schedules tailored to individual physiological profiles. Medical implications of excessive or insufficient sweating during exercise. While sweating is generally beneficial, extreme cases of hyperhidrosis or hypohidrosis can pose serious health concerns related to physical activity participation. Recognizing warning signs is crucial for appropriate medical intervention. Hyperhidrosis symptoms: profuse sweating disproportionate to ambient conditions, dampness persisting despite minimal exertion, and social embarrassment associated with excessive perspiration. Hypohidrosis presents differently, manifesting as reduced sweating capacity even during strenuous efforts. Individuals experiencing this condition risk overheating rapidly, making certain forms of exercise potentially dangerous. Both conditions warrant consultation with healthcare professionals specializing in dermatology or sports medicine. Diagnostic evaluations may involve sweat tests using pilocarpine iontophoresis techniques to assess gland functionality accurately. Treatment options vary depending on underlying causes but may include prescription medications, antiperspirants with aluminum chloride hexahydrate, or in severe cases, surgical interventions like sympathectomy procedures. Evolutionary perspectives on human thermoregulation through exercise. From an evolutionary standpoint, humans developed efficient sweating mechanisms as part of our adaptation to diverse environments. This capability provided distinct advantages over other primates lacking similar thermoregulatory capacities. Early hominins likely relied on endogenous sweating during periods of intense locomotion, enabling them to sustain prolonged physical activity in hot savanna environments. This trait became increasingly advantageous with the development of bipedalism and tool use. Comparative analysis: unlike dogs that pant for cooling, humans utilize evaporative cooling through sweat, which is significantly more effective in reducing body temperature efficiently. Modern-day endurance feats like ultramarathons or triathlons represent continuation of ancient physiological traits optimized over millennia of evolution. Our bodies still respond to physical demands with the same fundamental cooling mechanism. Understanding these evolutionary roots adds depth to contemporary discussions about exercise physiology, highlighting continuity between past adaptations and present-day human capabilities. Conclusion: the intricate relationship between exercise and perspiration extends far beyond superficial observations. Scientific exploration continues, revealing new layers of complexity within this seemingly straightforward physiological process. To maximize benefits from your workouts, pay attention to your body's signals regarding sweat production. Recognize that each drop contains valuable information about your current state of health and readiness for future physical challenges.